We're here with Norris head coach Ty Twarling, just finished year 4 with the Titans. You have a lot of young, promising talent coming up in the program. Coach, talk about your year last season and kind of the outlook for the Titans moving forward.
You know, last year was kind of a retooling year a little bit. I thought our guys competed very hard. We just had some lapses last year. I know our offensive line was probably not where we wanted them and not where they wanted to be, but they made strides towards the end of the year. Our younger guys got a ton better, but that was the thing, just getting reps last year and getting those guys ready for varsity. I mean, we had a lot of new guys playing varsity football that we hadn't had before, so that was probably our biggest adjustments. But again, they competed every game, and that's one thing that we just wanted to see.
Yeah, and you got a lot of promising talent coming up in the program. I wanted to start first with Jax Gates, 6'1.5", receiver, defensive back. He's a kid that very explosive with a 36-inch vertical. What have you seen from Jax and his growth? Jax,
the biggest thing with his growth, you know, he's got the tools. He's got the athletic tools. It's his leadership and mindset that he's really been honing in on. That's one thing that I've been the most impressed with, is just that mental approach of him being able to handle some adverse things. We moved him from a kind of an outside receiver, our L&R receiver, to more of our inside slot receiver, and he handled that adjustment well, where he could show off more of his athletic ability. So we're looking forward to him this next year.
Last year for Norris, you know, it was a great season, not the season we were looking for. It was my first varsity season, you know, being able to go out there, start both ways. It was great, like, having the seniors leading us. Yeah, it was a good season. Went out early in the playoffs. Wasn't what we were wanting. Looking forward to next year, though. Being able to lead the team should be pretty exciting as a senior.
What's your role? Describe what you do.
Well, I just got put on the leadership council, something we do at Norris. So I feel like I'm one of the leaders on the team. Now, me being a senior, just showing the young guys the ropes, you know, being able to teach, mainly show them by example on the field how to be a great football player.
What are you, receiver, corner, safety? Kind of describe your role, though, on the field.
Yeah, mainly a corner, but, you know, I play both ways. Yeah, I play receiver, corner, returner, on kickoff, all that stuff.
6'1.5" today, about 180 pounds, 36-inch vertical. You know, your explosion obviously jumps out. I mean, talk about your explosion and just how that helps you as a football player.
Oh yeah, that's something I've really been working on. You know, just being in the weight room, trying to put on lean muscle mass, being more explosive, obviously important in football. Yeah, having that vert is really good for track, you know, and just to be able to jump in football, something I feel like any athlete needs.
Now, you've received some recruiting attention. You've been to some places. You got teams talking to you. Break down your recruiting process and kind of where you've been and kind of what's next.
Well, I feel like right now is just just getting my foot in the door, still kind of under the radar. Yesterday I was at South Dakota. That was pretty cool to check out what they got going up there in Vermilion. You know, I'm still waiting to hear from Matt Rule and what's going on in Nebraska, but yeah, just now getting started.
Yeah, your dad played at Nebraska. Obviously, you got a lot of close context to Nebraska. Has Nebraska always been in your life as a son of a former Husker?
Yeah, my dad. I think the first time I was down there, I was pretty young. My dad showed me. You know, he's got a ring from the '97 years. Pretty cool to just hear his stories and the legacy that's there. You know, something I've always dreamed of being able to go there.
And then Eli Holt, a tackling machine for you, had almost 100 tackles last year, 170 over 2 years, 6'1.5". He's a 4.0 student as well.
Yeah.
What kind of kid has he been for you?
You know, he's been huge in his development. I think last year, you know, when he played, or 2 years ago, when he played as a sophomore, just getting that experience, he showed a lot of promise. And then this last year, having to be the guy, I know he's getting double teamed a lot, and teams were really looking at him. He handled that fine. I know he was placed third in shot put last year as a sophomore, so he's got a ton of athletic ability. And this year, just getting that experience, getting his reads down, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And we're going to try to get more of him on offense, showing what he can do as well.
You know, I'm kind of the leader of our defense, so, you know, I get all of our guys lined up. And, I try to do the best that I can, getting some tackles, flow into the ball.
Yeah, you had 170 tackles. I mean,
Between the 2 seasons. So
over 2 seasons, you have 170 tackles.
I had 92 last year.
92 tackles, still a lot of tackles because you guys played, 10 games?
Yeah, and, I don't like to be like that guy, but we had one game that was – we didn't play the Northwest game, so
you had one less game in the schedule. But what do you do well as a linebacker? Obviously, you put up some big numbers in 2 years.
Yeah, I just try to read the ball the best that I can and, read the flow of the game, watch some film, try to pick up some tendencies. And
then you talk about quarterback position. You've got a really young, talented one in Jarrett Behrends, already 6'2", 200 pounds. Took over that job for you as a sophomore. What's his upside in your program?
Oh, his upside is, man, he's very calm demeanor. Nothing really rattles him. When he does get rattled, I think he steps it up even more. He's got a heck of an arm. He can spin the rock really well for us, stretch teams vertically, which that's something we need in our offense right now. And we're looking forward to him. We're working on, he is a bigger kid. We're trying to get him to stay about that 200 so he can be able to run the ball effectively when we need him to.
So we had a senior quarterback who started originally, and, I felt like I had a good chance to earn that starting spot throughout the season. And I got hurt about 2 games in, so it kind of set me back a little bit. But I kept working, and then as I came back, I got that starting spot. And Coach Toyne really, helped me feel comfortable as I started my first game. And, yeah.
You're 6'2", just under 200 pounds. How do they use you? What's your skill set?
Well, I've always been known for having a strong arm and being able to throw the deep ball. So I'm working on, footwork and my speed this offseason because I feel like that could really help out a lot more, being able to scramble and